A lawyer and a surgeon, Anna and James, built a perfect life, their love a beacon in a quiet town. But when Anna gives birth to triplet boys, Ethan, Noah, and Caleb, with skin darker than their own, joy shatters into suspicion. Whispers of betrayal swirl, threatening to unravel their family. What secrets lie beneath this shocking twist? Will truth mend or destroy them? Join us on this gripping journey, subscribe to our channel, and share where you're tuning in from, day or night. What's your guess for this tale's end? Stay hooked to uncover the heart-wrenching truth. The hospital room glowed with the soft hum of morning light, filtering through blinds to dance on Anna's sweat-dampened brow. Her chest heaved, exhaustion mingling with euphoria as she cradled three tiny bundles, Ethan, Noah, and Caleb, her newborn sons. Their delicate breaths synced with her heartbeat, a fragile symphony of life. James stood beside her, his surgeon's hands trembling as he brushed a lock of auburn hair from her face. "They're perfect," he whispered, voice thick with awe. Anna's lips curved into a tired smile, her green eyes shimmering. "Our boys," she murmured, "our miracle." 5 years of marriage had woven their lives into a tapestry of quiet triumphs. Anna, a lawyer with a razor-sharp mind, had carved her place in the town's legal circles, her compassion tempering her precision. James, a surgeon, was her steady anchor, his charm softening the edges of their demanding careers. Their home, a modern haven nestled among oaks, echoed with laughter and late-night talks. The triplets, conceived through IVF after years of longing, were their crowning joy. But as Anna gazed at her sons, she didn't yet see the storm brewing in James's eyes. Hours later, the room filled with the rustle of visitors. Nurses bustled, their smiles warm but fleeting. Anna's parents called from miles away, their voices crackling with pride. Then came Evelyn, James's mother, her heels clicking with purpose on the linoleum. A woman of steel and silk, Evelyn carried an air of authority, her silver hair impeccable, her smile tight. "Let me see my grandsons," she said, voice clipped as she leaned over the cribs. Anna watched, expecting a softening in Evelyn's gaze. Instead, Evelyn froze, her lips parting in a silent gasp. The triplets, swaddled in blue, stirred gently. Their skin, a rich, warm brown, glowed under the hospital lights, a stark contrast to Anna and James's pale complexions. Evelyn's eyes narrowed, darting to Anna, then James. "They're different," she said, her tone slicing through the room's warmth. Anna's stomach tightened. "Different?" she echoed, forcing a laugh. "They're beautiful." But Evelyn's gaze lingered, heavy with unspoken accusation. James shifted, his hand slipping from Anna's shoulder. "Mother," he said, voice low, "not now." The moment passed, but its shadow lingered. By evening, Anna felt the weight of Evelyn's words pressing against her joy. Alone with James, she caught him staring at the cribs, his brow furrowed. "What's wrong?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. He hesitated, scrubbing a hand through his dark hair. "It's just their skin. It's not what I expected." Anna's heart stuttered. "Expected?" she said, sharper than intended. "They're our sons, James." His eyes met hers, clouded with doubt. "I know, but people will talk." The words landed like a slap. Anna's mind reeled, replaying Evelyn's cold stare, the nurse's fleeting glances. She'd noticed them too, but dismissed them as exhaustion's trick. Now James's doubt cracked open a wound she hadn't known existed. "Are you questioning me?" she asked, voice trembling. James flinched, stepping closer. "No, Anna, I'd never. Look, let's just do a DNA test, to shut Mother up." Her breath caught, betrayal slicing through her. "You think I'd betray you?" she whispered, tears stinging her eyes. James reached for her, but she pulled away, clutching the edge of the crib. "I trust you," he said, but the words felt hollow, undercut by the flicker of uncertainty in his gaze. "It's just to be sure." Anna's chest tightened, her lawyer's instincts kicking in. She saw the trap, Evelyn's influence, the town's whispers, James's wavering faith. "Fine," she said, voice steely. "Do your test. But don't expect me to forget this." James nodded, relief mingling with guilt. As he left to speak with the doctor, Anna sank into the chair, her gaze fixed on her son's. Ethan's tiny hand curled around her finger, grounding her in the chaos. The hospital buzzed beyond the door, phones ringing, footsteps echoing. But Anna felt marooned, isolated by the doubt creeping into her marriage. She thought of their early days, James's laughter as they danced in their cramped college apartment, his vows under starlight. Had that trust been so fragile? Evelyn's voice echoed in her mind, sharp and accusing. The town, with its quaint streets and nosy neighbors, would feast on this. Anna's jaw clenched. She'd fought for everything, her career, her family. She wouldn't let whispers tear it apart. Night fell, the room dimming to a hush. Anna sat by the cribs, her son's soft breaths her only solace. She traced Noah's cheek, his skin a warm contrast to her own. "I'll protect you," she whispered, a vow to them and herself. But as she looked up, she caught a nurse lingering at the door, her expression unreadable. The woman vanished before Anna could speak. A chill ran through her, unbidden. Something was wrong. Beyond James, beyond Evelyn. Her lawyer's instincts flared, sensing a truth buried deeper than she could yet grasp. She didn't hear the phone call in the hospital's back office. A hushed voice whispering, "She's asking questions. We need to move fast." Nor did she see the shadow slip past her window, a figure watching from the parking lot. But as Anna held her sons, resolve hardened in her chest. Whatever lay ahead, doubt, betrayal, or secrets, she would face it. For Ethan, Noah, and Caleb, she would fight. And somewhere in the quiet of that autumn night, the first thread of a hidden truth began to unravel, waiting to pull her world apart. Anna's world had tilted, the hospital room's sterile glow now a cage of doubt. A week had passed since James's request for a DNA test, and the air between them crackled with unspoken accusations. She sat by the cribs, Ethan's tiny fingers wrapped around hers, his warmth anchoring her against the storm brewing inside. The triplets, Ethan, Noah, Caleb, slept soundly, unaware of the fracture splitting their family. Anna's green eyes, once bright with hope, now burned with resolve. She'd agreed to the test, but James's hesitation had carved a wound that refused to heal. The house, once a sanctuary of laughter, felt hollow as Anna returned with the boys. James had been distant, his shifts at the hospital stretching into excuses. She moved through the motions, feeding, rocking, soothing. Her lawyer's mind dissecting every glance, every word. Evelyn's visit lingered like poison, her veiled accusations seeping into the town's gossip. Neighbors whispered at the market, their eyes darting to the stroller. Anna held her head high, but each stare chipped at her armor. She wasn't just fighting for her sons, she was fighting for her truth. The call came on a rain-soaked afternoon, the sky a bruise of gray. Anna answered, her heart pounding as Dr. Harris's voice crackled through. "Mrs. Carter, we have the results. Can you come to the hospital?" His tone was strained, a note of unease that set her nerves alight. She bundled the triplets into their car seats, the patter of rain on the windshield mirroring her racing thoughts. James met her at the hospital, his face pale, eyes avoiding hers. They followed Harris to a small office, the air thick with tension. Dr. Harris, a wiry man with thinning hair, cleared his throat, papers trembling in his hands. "The DNA results are unexpected," he began, glancing at James. Anna's stomach dropped. "The boys aren't yours, James, but—" He hesitated, his gaze flicking to Anna. "They're not yours either, Anna." The words hit like a physical blow, stealing her breath. She gripped the chair, the room spinning. "What do you mean?" she demanded, voice sharp. James's head snapped up, confusion etching his features. Harris fumbled, sweat beading on his brow. "There may have been an error during your IVF procedure, a mix-up with the embryos." Anna's mind reeled. IVF had been their lifeline after years of failed attempts, a grueling process of hope and heartbreak. "A mix-up?" she echoed, incredulity rising. "You're saying I carried someone else's children?" Harris nodded, avoiding her eyes. "It's rare, but possible. Records from the clinic are incomplete." James's voice cut in, low and raw. "How does this happen? How do you lose track of embryos?" Anna's lawyer instinct surged, catching the tremor in Harris's voice. He was hiding something. "Show me the records," she said, her tone icy. Harris stammered, "They're archived, difficult to access." She leaned forward, unyielding. "Find them." James touched her arm, but she shook him off, her trust in him crumbling. The room felt suffocating, the weight of the truth pressing down. These boys, her boys, weren't hers by blood. Yet every sleepless night, every gentle touch had bound them to her soul. Back home, the rain hadn't stopped, and neither had the chaos in Anna's heart. James followed her inside, his silence deafening. "Say something," she snapped, setting Caleb in his crib. James paced, hands in his hair. "I don't know what to say, Anna. It changes everything." Her eyes flashed. "Changes what? They're our sons." He stopped, pain twisting his face. "Are they? We don't even know whose they are." The words sliced through her, and she stepped back, betrayed anew. "Get out," she whispered, voice breaking. James hesitated, then grabbed his coat, the door slamming behind him. Alone, Anna sank to the floor, the triplets' soft coos her only comfort. She'd fought for this family, but now it was unraveling, thread by thread. Evelyn's voice haunted her. "They're different," and now the town's whispers would grow louder. She needed answers, not just for herself, but for Ethan, Noah, and Caleb. Her phone buzzed, an unknown number flashing. She opened the message, her blood running cold. "Stop asking questions, or your boys pay the price." Fear gripped her, but it ignited something fierce. Whoever sent this knew more than Harris was letting on. She called Rachel, a private investigator she'd met during a case years ago. Rachel's voice, steady and sharp, cut through Anna's panic. "I'm on it," she said after Anna explained. "But Anna, this sounds bigger than a clerical error. Stay sharp." As Anna hung up, she felt a flicker of hope. Rachel was relentless, a bloodhound for truth. Anna wouldn't stop either. She looked at her sons, their faces peaceful in sleep. "I'll find out who did this," she vowed, her voice a quiet fire. That night, rain lashed the windows and Anna sat by the cribs, a legal pad in hand. She jotted down names: Harris, the IVF clinic, James. Her pen paused on his name, memories of their love clashing with his doubt. Had he known something? The thought gnawed at her, but she pushed it aside. A creak sounded from the hallway, too deliberate for the house's usual groans. Anna froze, heart pounding. She grabbed a kitchen knife, creeping toward the door. The porch was empty, but a single word was scrawled on her car window in the rain. "Cease." Her breath hitched, but fear turned to fury. Someone wanted her silent, but Anna Carter didn't back down. She returned to the cribs, her resolve a burning coal. The truth was out there, buried in the clinic's shadows, and she'd dig until it bled. As lightning cracked the sky, she didn't see the figure watching from the trees, nor did she know the name that would soon upend her world. Larson. But the fight had begun, and Anna would face it with the ferocity of a mother protecting her own. The rain had faded to a drizzle, leaving Anna's world cloaked in a restless hush. The scrawled warning on her car window lingered in her mind, a taunt that fueled her defiance. She stood in the nursery, Ethan's soft snores blending with Noah and Caleb's gentle breaths, their innocence a stark contrast to the menace circling her family. The knife she'd clutched last night now lay on the counter, a cold reminder of the threat she couldn't ignore. Anna's resolve hardened. She wasn't just a mother, she was a lawyer, trained to unravel lies. Whoever wanted her silent had underestimated her. Rachel's office, a cluttered nook in the heart of town, smelled of coffee and old paper. Anna sat across from her, the triplets in a stroller beside her, their wide eyes tracking the flicker of a desk lamp. Rachel, her dark hair pulled into a messy bun, leaned forward, her gaze sharp. "This isn't just a mix-up, Anna," she said, sliding a file across the desk. "The IVF clinic's been flagged before. Lawsuits, hush settlements. I dug into their financials. Money's moving, big sums to offshore accounts." Anna's pulse quickened. "Embryo trafficking?" she asked, voice low. Rachel nodded. "Could be, but someone's covering their tracks." Anna's mind raced, piecing together the puzzle. The clinic's evasiveness, Harris's nervous deflection, the threatening messages, They pointed to a conspiracy far beyond a clerical error. She glanced at her sons, Caleb's tiny hand clutching a rattle. They deserved a mother who fought, not one who cowered. "What about Larson?" she asked, recalling the name from the IVF records. Rachel's eyes narrowed. "He's a ghost. Ran the clinic's research wing, then vanished after a state audit. I'm chasing leads, but it's like he never existed." The weight of the unknown pressed on Anna, but Rachel's confidence steadied her. They agreed to split the investigation. Rachel would track Larson's digital footprint, while Anna would confront the clinic directly. As she left, pushing the stroller through the winter chill, a prickling sensation crawled up her spine. She scanned the street, catching a man in a gray coat lingering near a newsstand, his face half hidden. When she looked again, he was gone. Paranoia, she told herself, but her grip on the stroller tightened. Back home, Anna's routine became a fortress against fear. She fed the boys, sang lullabies, her voice a shield against the chaos. But the town's whispers had grown bolder. At the grocery store, Mrs. Langley, a neighbor, clucked disapprovingly. "Raising those boys alone? Brave, but where'd they come from, dear?" Anna's smile was a blade. "They're mine," she said, leaving no room for debate. The judgment stung, but it paled against the fire in her chest. She wouldn't let gossip break her. Evelyn's visit came unannounced, her knock sharp as a gavel. Anna opened the door, steeling herself. Evelyn's silver hair gleamed, but her eyes were cold, calculating. "We need to talk," she said, stepping inside without invitation. Anna crossed her arms, the triplets playing in their pen nearby. "What now, Evelyn?" The older woman's lips thinned. "You're dragging our family through the mud. Give up those children. They don't belong to us." Anna's blood boiled. "They're my sons," she snapped. "You don't get to decide who belongs." Evelyn's gaze flickered to the boys, a flash of disdain crossing her face. "James deserves better," she said, voice venomous. "End this farce." Anna stepped closer, her voice low and fierce. "Get out, and stay away from my family." Evelyn's composure cracked, but she turned and left, her heels echoing like gunfire. The encounter left Anna shaken, Evelyn's words a reminder of the battle she faced. She needed answers, not just for herself, but to silence the doubters. That night, she pored over the clinic's public records, finding a pattern of complaints buried in legal jargon. One name surfaced repeatedly: Larson. Her pen circled it, a promise to unearth his secrets. Rachel's call came at dawn, her voice urgent. "I found something. Larson was tied to a shell company funneling clinic funds. And get this, someone's been accessing your phone's GPS." Anna's heart sank, the threatening texts flashing in her mind. "They're watching me," she whispered. Rachel's tone hardened. "Stay vigilant. I'm digging deeper, but you need to shake the clinic's cage." Anna agreed, her fear morphing into determination. She wouldn't let faceless threats stop her. The clinic loomed under a gray sky, its glass facade hiding a labyrinth of lies. Anna marched inside, the stroller's wheels clicking defiantly. She demanded to see Harris, her voice cutting through the receptionist's protests. In his office, Harris looked haggard, his tie askew. "Mrs. Carter, you're causing a scene," he said, but Anna didn't flinch. "I want the truth about my sons. Where did their embryos come from?" Harris's eyes darted to the door. "I told you, the records—" She slammed her hand on his desk. "Stop lying. I know about Larson." His face paled, a crack in his facade. "You're in over your head," he muttered, but offered nothing more. As Anna left, a nurse slipped her a folded note, her eyes wide with fear. "Read it later," she whispered, then vanished into the corridor. Outside, Anna unfolded the paper, her breath catching. "Larson's alive. Check the old clinic files. Basement." Her heart pounded, a lead at last. But as she drove home, a black sedan trailed her, its headlights glinting in the dusk. She gripped the wheel, adrenaline surging. The hunter was now the hunted, and Anna was ready to fight back. That night she tucked the boys in, their warmth grounding her. The note burned in her pocket, a key to the truth. But as she locked the doors, her phone buzzed with another message. "You can't protect them forever." Fear clawed at her, but Anna's eyes blazed. She was done running. The clinic, Larson, the threats, they'd face her wrath. And somewhere in the shadows of that winter night, a figure dialed a number whispering, "She's getting too close. Time to end this." The note from the nurse was a live wire in Anna's hand. Its words, "Larson's alive. Check the old clinic files. Basement, igniting a fire that no threat could douse." The black sedan's headlights had faded into the dusk, but the memory of its pursuit kept her senses razor sharp. She moved through the house with quiet purpose, checking locks, drawing curtains, her son's soft breaths from the nursery, a reminder of why she couldn't falter. Ethan, Noah, and Caleb were her anchor, their innocence a call to battle. Anna Carter wasn't just a mother, she was a warrior, and the truth was her weapon. Rachel's voice crackled through the phone at midnight, urgent and low. "Anna, I've got something big." James worked at the IVF clinic years ago, before his surgical residency. He was tight with Larson. Emails, late-night calls, the works. Anna's heart lurched. The name of her husband, now a stranger, twisting like a knife. "James," she whispered, disbelief warring with dread. Rachel's tone softened. "I'm sorry, Anna. There's more." He accessed patient files, including yours, right before your IVF cycle. The implication hung heavy. James knew something. Anna's grip tightened on the phone. "Find me proof," she said, voice steel. "I'm done with shadows." Sleep eluded her, the nursery's dim glow her only refuge. She traced Caleb's cheek, her mind churning. James's doubt, his quick exit after the DNA results. Had it been guilt, not betrayal? The man who'd vowed to love her through anything had left her to face the town's scorn alone. Now Rachel's revelation painted him not as a victim, but a player in this twisted game. Anna's lawyer instincts screamed for confrontation, but she needed leverage. The clinic's basement files were her next move, but first she'd face the man who'd broken her trust. James appeared the next morning, unannounced, his knock tentative. Anna opened the door, her green eyes cold as frost. He looked worn, dark circles framing his eyes, his surgeon's confidence eroded. "Anna, we need to talk," he said, voice raw. She stepped aside, gesturing to the living room, the triplets' toys scattered like relics of a life they'd lost. "Talk then," she said, arms crossed, her tone daring him to lie. James paced, hands in his pockets. "I'm sorry I left. I was overwhelmed. The boys, the results. I want to fix this, be a family again." Anna's laugh was bitter, cutting through his plea. "Fix this? You doubted me, James. You ran when I needed you most." His eyes pleaded, but she pressed on, Rachel's words fueling her. "And now I hear you worked at the clinic, with Larson." James froze, his face draining of color. "Who told you that?" he stammered, but Anna was relentless. "What did you know, James? About the embryos? About my sons?" Her voice broke on the word, but her gaze held firm, pinning him like a specimen. He sank onto the couch, head in his hands. "I didn't mean for this to happen," he said, voice muffled. "I worked there to pay for med school. Larson was my mentor. I found out about the embryo mix-up after your procedure. He swore it was an accident, begged me to stay quiet. I thought if I told you, we'd lose everything." Anna's chest tightened, betrayal searing her anew. "You knew my sons weren't mine and said nothing?" she hissed. "You let me believe I'd betrayed you?" James looked up, eyes glistening. "I was scared, Anna. I love you." "Love?" she spat, stepping back. "Love doesn't lie. Get out." James rose, reaching for her, but her glare stopped him cold. "I'll make this right," he whispered, then left, the door's click echoing like a gunshot. Anna stood frozen, her heart a battlefield of rage and grief. James wasn't just complicit. He'd chosen silence over her. The man she'd danced with under starlight was gone, replaced by a coward hiding secrets. Rachel's call came hours later, her voice a lifeline. "I've got a lead on the basement files," she said. "The clinic's old storage is in a warehouse outside town. I'm working on access, but it's guarded. Be careful. Someone's spooked." Anna's mind flashed to the sedan, the scrawled warning. She needed those files, but first she'd shake the clinic's cage. Harris's evasiveness had cracked under pressure. She'd push harder, make him squirm. The clinic's glass doors loomed, a gateway to answers. Anna strode in, the stroller's wheels a defiant rhythm. She bypassed the receptionist, marching to Harris's office. He was there, papers strewn across his desk, his face gaunt. "Mrs. Carter, you can't," he began, but Anna cut him off. "I know about Larson. I know about the files. Tell me the truth, or I'll tear this place apart." Harris's eyes darted to the door, sweat glistening on his brow. "You don't understand," he muttered. "You're digging into things that'll destroy you." "Destroy me?" Anna leaned in, voice lethal. "Someone's threatening my sons. I'll destroy them first." Harris flinched, but before he could respond, a young nurse, Anna recognized her from the note, slipped in, her hands trembling. She pressed a USB drive into Anna's palm, whispering, "Basement files encrypted. Be careful." She vanished as quickly as she'd appeared. Harris's gaze followed, a flicker of panic betraying him. Anna pocketed the drive, her heart racing. She'd won a piece of the puzzle, but at what cost? Outside, the air bit at her skin, the stroller's weight grounding her. She glanced back, catching Harris watching from his window, phone to his ear. Her phone buzzed as she reached her car. Another message. "You were warned." Fear surged, but Anna's fury burned brighter. She drove home, the USB a ticking bomb in her pocket. As she pulled into her driveway, a figure darted across the street, too quick to identify. Her breath hitched, but she locked the doors, her son's safety, her only focus. That night, Anna sat at her kitchen table, the USB glowing under the lamplight. Rachel was on her way to crack its encryption, but Anna's thoughts churned. James's confession, Harris's fear, the nurse's risk. They were threads in a web she was only beginning to see. She looked at the nursery, her boys sleeping under a mobile of stars. "I'm close," she whispered, a vow to them. But as thunder rumbled outside, a new name surfaced in her mind. Maya. The USB's secrets were about to pull her deeper, and Anna was ready to dive. The USB drive sat on Anna's kitchen table, its secrets locked behind encryption, a silent challenge to the chaos swirling around her. The nursery's soft glow filtered through the doorway, Ethan, Noah, and Caleb's gentle breaths, a steady rhythm against the storm in her heart. James's confession had shattered the last vestiges of trust, and Harris's panicked eyes haunted her. The nurse's warning, "Be careful," echoed alongside the anonymous threats. But Anna's resolve was a blade, honed by love for her sons. She wasn't just chasing truth. She was fighting for their future. Rachel arrived at dawn, her laptop humming as she tackled the USB's code. "This is high-grade encryption," she muttered, fingers flying. "Whoever hid these files didn't want them found." Anna paced, coffee cooling untouched. The name Maya, glimpsed in the USB's partial data, burned in her mind, a woman tied to the clinic's dark web. "She's our next step," Anna said, voice firm. Rachel nodded, eyes narrowing. "I've got her address. She's an artist, lives on the town's edge." "But Anna, the threats are escalating. Someone tailed me last night." Anna's stomach twisted, but she pushed fear aside. "Then we move fast." Maya's studio was a riot of color, canvases splashed with bold strokes, sunlight streaming through wide windows. Anna parked, the triplets cooing in their stroller, their curiosity mirroring her own. She knocked, heart pounding. The door opened, revealing Maya, tall, with warm brown skin and eyes that held a quiet strength. "You must be Anna," Maya said, her voice low, tinged with wariness. Anna nodded, sensing a shared weight in Maya's gaze. "I need to talk. It's about the clinic." Maya hesitated, then stepped aside. "Come in." The studio smelled of paint and possibility, but tension hung heavy as Anna explained. The triplets, the DNA shock, the clinic's lies. Maya listened, her fingers tightening around a brush. "I know why you're here," she said finally, setting the brush down. "I went through the same. 3 boys born the same month as yours. They're white." Anna's breath caught. "Mine?" Maya nodded, pulling a photo from a drawer. 3 boys, pale as Anna, with James's eyes. "DNA confirmed it. They're yours and your husband's." The words landed like a tidal wave, grief and hope colliding. Anna looked at her sons, Ethan's tiny hand clutching Noah's, Caleb's soft giggle filling the silence. They weren't hers by blood, yet they were her heart. Maya's voice softened. I love my boys, Jacob, Liam, Isaac, but I knew something was wrong. The clinic stonewalled me too. Anna's lawyer instincts surged. They swapped our embryos, on purpose. Maya's eyes flashed. I suspected it, but why? Anna leaned forward, voice fierce. That's what I'm going to find out. The women sat, two mothers bound by a shared violation, their stories weaving a tapestry of loss. Maya had faced her own battles, whispers in her community, doubts about her son's origins. People think I don't belong with them, she said, pain lacing her words. Anna reached out, touching her hand. We're in this together now. But the question hung unspoken. What next? Maya broke the silence. We could give them back. Your boys to you, mine to me. Anna's heart seized, and the thought of losing Ethan, Noah, and Caleb was unbearable. I can't, she whispered, tears brimming. They're mine. Maya's eyes softened, understanding the bond. Then what? Anna took a breath, an idea sparking through her grief. We raised them together, all six, as a family. Maya blinked, the boldness of it catching her off guard. You mean, live together? Share them? Anna nodded, her voice steady. They deserve both of us, and we deserve to heal. Maya's lips curved, a tentative smile breaking through. You're crazy, Anna Carter, but I'm in. They clasped hands, a pact forged in shared pain and defiant hope. Rachel's call was interrupted, her voice urgent. I cracked the USB. It's a gold mine. Patient files, payments, and a name. Evelyn, your mother-in-law is tied to Larson. Anna's blood ran cold. Evelyn's venomous words. They don't belong, echoing anew. She's behind this, Anna said, certainty settling like stone. Maya frowned. Your husband's mother? Anna nodded, fury rising. She wanted to tear us apart. I need to confront her. Maya's gaze hardened. We'll do it together, for our boys. The meeting with the children was set for dusk, a tentative step toward their new future. Anna and Maya brought the boys to the studio, the air thick with emotion. Ethan, Noah, and Caleb toddled toward Jacob, Liam, and Isaac, their laughter mingling as they shared a toy truck. Anna's heart swelled, tears blurring her vision. These were her sons, all six, in a way she hadn't imagined. Maya's hand found hers, a silent vow. But the moment was fleeting. Anna's phone buzzed, a new message. You're playing with fire. Back off or the kids burn. Fear clawed at her, but Anna's eyes met Maya's, a shared resolve igniting. Evelyn's shadow loomed, her role in the clinic's scheme, a betrayal Anna hadn't fathomed. The USB's secrets were a map, and Anna would follow it to the end. She kissed Caleb's forehead, his warmth grounding her. We're coming for you, she whispered, not to her son, but to the enemy hiding in plain sight. As the boys played, unaware of the danger, Anna and Maya planned their next move. Two mothers united against a darkness that underestimated their strength. Outside, the spring light faded, casting long shadows across the studio. Anna didn't see the figure watching from a parked car, nor did she hear the whispered call reporting her alliance with Maya. But she felt the weight of the fight ahead, a mother's love, her fiercest weapon. Evelyn's name burned in her mind, a beacon of betrayal. The truth was closer, and Anna would tear it from the shadows no matter the cost. The laughter of six boys, Ethan, Noah, Caleb, Jacob, Liam, and Isaac, still echoed in Anna's heart as she drove toward Evelyn's mansion, Maya's car trailing close behind. The studio's warmth, where their children had played like brothers, felt like a distant dream under the storm clouds gathering overhead. The USB's revelation burned in Anna's mind. Evelyn, James's mother, was tied to Larson, orchestrating the embryo swap that shattered her life. The betrayal cut deeper than James's silence, a wound that fueled her resolve. Anna glanced at Maya in the rearview mirror, their shared nod a silent vow to end this. Evelyn's estate loomed, its iron gates and manicured lawns a facade of untouchable power. Anna's pulse thundered as she rang the bell, Maya standing firm beside her, her brown eyes blazing with righteous anger. The door opened, revealing Evelyn, her silver hair gleaming, her smile a practiced mask. "Anna, what a surprise," she said, her voice honeyed but sharp. Her gaze flicked to Maya, a flicker of disdain betraying her. "And your friend?" Anna's jaw tightened. "We're here for answers, Evelyn. Let us in." The parlor was a shrine to wealth, crystal chandeliers, velvet drapes, but it felt like a trap. Evelyn sat, her posture regal, as Anna laid out the evidence. "We know you paid Larson to swap our embryos," she said, voice steady, holding up a printout from the USB. "Bank transfers, emails, your name's everywhere." Maya leaned forward, her tone cutting. "You targeted us, our children. Why?" Evelyn's smile didn't waver, but her fingers tightened on her teacup. "You're mistaken, dear. This is nonsense." Anna slammed the papers down, the sound echoing like a gavel. "Stop lying. You wanted to destroy my marriage, didn't you? Because I wasn't good enough for James." Evelyn's composure cracked, her eyes narrowing. "You're a dreamer, Anna, with your liberal ideals. James deserved a proper legacy, not this." She gestured vaguely, her disdain for the boy's skin color unmistakable. Maya's voice was low, lethal. "You mean black children. Say it." Evelyn's lips thinned, but she held her tongue, her silence damning. Rachel's voice rang in Anna's memory. "Evelyn's tied to Larson," and she pressed harder. "You paid to ruin us, to make James doubt me. But it didn't work. I'm still here, and so are my sons." Evelyn's laugh was cold, slicing through the tension. "Your sons? They're not yours, Anna. Nor yours," she added, glancing at Maya. "You're both fools, clinging to stolen children." Anna's blood boiled, but Maya's hand on her arm steadied her. "We're their mothers," Maya said, voice unshakable, "and we'll bury you for this." Evelyn rose, her mask slipping, fury glinting in her eyes. "You have no proof that'll hold up. Larson's gone, and those files? Forgeries." But Anna saw the tremor in her hand, the crack in her armor. "We have enough," she said, pulling out her phone. Rachel's latest find, a recorded call between Evelyn and Larson discussing the Carter problem. Anna played it, Larson's voice clear. "The embryos are swapped. She'll never know." Evelyn's face drained of color, her teacup clattering to the floor. "You thought you could control us," Anna said, stepping closer, her voice ablade. "But you underestimated me. Maya, our boys." Evelyn sank back, her defiance crumbling. "I did it for James," she whispered, almost to herself. "To protect him from you." Maya's laugh was bitter. "Protect? You tore families apart. For what? Your pride." Before Evelyn could respond, the door burst open, James storming in, his face a storm of shock and pain. "Mother, is this true?" he demanded, voice breaking. Anna's heart twisted at the sight of him, but her fury held firm. "She's been lying to you too," she said, handing him the papers. James scanned them, his hands shaking, betrayal etching his features. "You did this?" he whispered, turning to Evelyn. She reached for him, desperation in her eyes. "James, I wanted what's best." He stepped back, disgust clear. "You're a monster." Anna watched, a flicker of pity for him drowned by her resolve. James had failed her, but Evelyn was the architect of their pain. The confrontation ended in silence. Evelyn's head bowed, defeated but unrepentant. Anna and Maya left, the mansion's opulence fading behind them. In the car, Anna's hands trembled, adrenaline giving way to exhaustion. "We've got her," Maya said, her voice a quiet triumph. Anna nodded, but the threats against their boys loomed large. "Not yet," she said, gripping the wheel. "Rachel's digging into Larson's network. Evelyn's not alone." Maya's eyes met hers, fierce and unwavering. "Then we keep fighting." Back home, Anna tucked the boys in, their warmth a balm to her raw nerves. Maya stayed, the studio too exposed after their bold move. They sat at the kitchen table, planning their next steps, taking Evelyn to court, exposing the clinic's web. Rachel's call came late, her voice tense. "Evelyn's payments lead to a bigger player, someone above Larson. This goes deep, Anna. Watch your back." Anna's heart sank. The scope of the conspiracy daunting, but Maya's hand found hers, a silent promise. As thunder rumbled, Anna glanced at the nursery, her son safe for now. Evelyn's confession was a victory, but the war wasn't won. The threats, the sedan, the larger network, they were closing in. Anna's eyes burned with defiance. She'd faced Evelyn and won. She'd face the rest. For Ethan, Noah, Caleb, and Maya's boys, she'd tear the truth from the darkness. Outside, lightning cracked, illuminating a figure in the shadows, watching, waiting. Anna didn't see them, but she felt the weight of their gaze, a challenge she was ready to meet. The storm had passed, leaving a brittle calm that mirrored Anna's resolve as she stepped into the courthouse, Maya at her side. The nursery's warmth, where Ethan, Noah, Caleb, Jacob, Liam, and Isaac had slept under her watchful gaze, felt worlds away. Evelyn's confession had cracked open the clinic's secrets, but the shadowy network Rachel hinted at loomed larger than ever. Anna's heart pounded, not with fear, but with the fierce clarity of a mother fighting for her sons. The courtroom awaited, a battleground where truth would face lies, and Anna was armed with both evidence and fury. The room buzzed with tension, spectators' whispers a low hum as Anna and Maya took their seats. Rachel sat behind them, her laptop open, a digital arsenal of proof. The USB's decrypted files, bank transfers, emails, Larson's voice plotting with Evelyn, were their sword. Across the aisle, Evelyn sat rigid, her silver hair stark against her black suit, her lawyer whispering urgently. James was there too, his eyes hollow, avoiding Anna's gaze. She felt a pang of sorrow for the man he'd once been, but it was fleeting. Her focus was justice, for her boys and Maya's. Judge Carter, a stern woman with gray-streaked hair, called the court to order. Anna's lawyer, a sharp-eyed ally named Claire, stood, her voice clear. "We're here to expose a conspiracy," she began, laying out the clinic's crimes, embryo swaps, illegal payments, and Evelyn's role as mastermind. Anna's testimony came first, her words steady despite the weight of every eye on her. "Evelyn Carter paid to destroy my family," she said, holding up the damning email. "She swapped my embryos, thinking it would break me. It didn't. It made me fight." Maya followed, her voice a quiet fire. "I'm a black woman raising white boys, and she thought that would shame me," she said, her gaze locking on Evelyn. "But my sons, Jacob, Liam, Isaac, are my pride. So are Anna's. We're mothers, and we'll protect them from her hate." The courtroom stirred, murmurs of shock rippling through. Evelyn's face remained stone, but her hands clenched, betraying her. Anna squeezed Maya's hand as she sat, their bond a shield against the room's scrutiny. Claire called Rachel next, who presented the USB's contents with clinical precision. Screenshots flashed on a screen. Evelyn's payments to Larson, coded messages about the Carter problem. A recorded call played, Evelyn's voice chilling. "Make sure Anna's babies aren't hers. James will leave her." Gasps filled the room and Anna's stomach twisted, the betrayal raw even now. Rachel's final bombshell was a list of other victims, families torn apart by the clinic's schemes, tying Evelyn to a broader network. "This wasn't just personal," Rachel said. "It was profit." Evelyn's lawyer, a slick man named Hargrove, countered with deflections, questioning the file's authenticity, painting Evelyn as a misguided mother protecting her son. But when Evelyn took the stand, her composure shattered. Claire's questions were relentless. "Why target Anna?" she pressed. Evelyn's eyes darted to James, then away. I wanted to save him," she stammered. "From her," Claire pounced. "By swapping embryos? By lying to your son?" Evelyn's voice broke. "I didn't mean for it to go this far," she whispered, tears falling. "I'm sorry." The courtroom fell silent, her confession a thunderclap. Anna's heart raced, vindication bitter but sweet. Maya's hand found hers, their shared triumph palpable. James stood, his voice hoarse. "I need to speak." Judge Carter nodded, and he faced the room, shame etched in his face. "I failed Anna," he said. "I knew about the swap and stayed silent. I let my mother manipulate me. I'm sorry." Anna's eyes met his, but she felt no forgiveness, only resolve. He'd chosen his path. She'd chosen hers. Judge Carter's ruling came swiftly and unyielding. The clinic was ordered closed, its assets seized. Evelyn was convicted of conspiracy and fraud. Sentenced to 7 years, her wealth was stripped to compensate victims. Anna and Maya declined personal payouts, instead founding a fund for affected families, a beacon of hope from their pain. As the gavel fell, Anna felt a weight lift, though the scars remained. Evelyn was led away, her head bowed, a fallen titan undone by her own hate. Outside, sunlight bathed the courthouse steps, a stark contrast to the battle within. Reporters swarmed, but Anna and Maya pushed through, their focus on the boys waiting at home. Rachel joined them, her smile weary but proud. "You did it," she said. Anna shook her head. "We did it." But Rachel's next words chilled her. "There's more out there. That network, it's bigger than Evelyn." Anna's resolve flared anew. "Then we'll find them," she said, Maya nodding beside her. Back home, the nursery was a haven, the boys' laughter a balm. Anna and Maya hosted a quiet celebration, the 6 children playing as if they'd always been brothers. Anna watched, her heart full yet cautious. James's testimony had been a step, but he'd never be her partner again. He'd visit the boys, but her trust was gone. Maya's friendship, though, was a gift, their shared motherhood a new foundation. As night fell, Anna found a letter slipped under her door, unsigned. "Thank you, but they're still watching." Fear flickered, but she crushed it. She'd faced Evelyn. She'd faced this. Anna tucked Ethan in, his warmth grounding her. The fight wasn't over, but today was a victory. She and Maya had turned pain into purpose, their boys a testament to love beyond blood. As she sat with Maya, planning their fund's next steps, Anna felt a fire kindled. The truth had won a battle, but the war loomed. For her sons, for justice, she'd keep fighting, a mother's love, her unyielding strength. And somewhere, in the quiet of that summer night, a new threat stirred, waiting for its moment. The courthouse victory lingered like a fragile dawn, its light tempered by the anonymous letter's warning. "They're still watching." Anna stood in the kitchen of the sprawling house she now shared with Maya. The laughter of 6 boys, Ethan, Noah, Caleb, Jacob, Liam, and Isaac, filling the air like music. 10 years had passed since Evelyn's fall, and the scars of that battle had softened, woven into the fabric of a life rebuilt. The nursery was gone, replaced by a chaotic bedroom of bunk beds and scattered toys, but Anna's resolve remained, a mother's love sharpened by the shadows that never fully receded. The house, perched on a quiet hillside, buzzed with life. Maya, her paint-streaked hands deftly flipping pancakes, caught Anna's eye with a grin. "You're brooding again," she teased, her voice warm. Anna smiled, shaking her head. "Just thinking." The boys, now 12, barreled in, their chatter a whirlwind. Ethan, thoughtful and steady, helped Caleb set the table, while Noah and Liam argued over the last pancake. Jacob and Isaac, ever the peacemakers, traded sly jokes. Anna's heart swelled. These were her sons, all 6, bound not by blood but by choice. Life had found a rhythm. Anna's activism thrived, her foundation aiding IVF families with legal and emotional support. Her speeches, raw and unflinching, drew crowds, turning pain into power. Maya's art had soared, her vibrant canvases telling their story. 2 mothers, 6 boys, a family forged in fire. Their home was a sanctuary, but the letter's threat lingered, a ghost Anna couldn't banish. She'd tightened security, taught the boys to stay vigilant, but refused to let fear rule. They'd survived Evelyn. They'd survived this. James visited monthly, his presence a quiet thread in the boys' lives. He'd rebuilt himself in a new city, his surgical career steady but solitary. Anna watched him toss a football with Jacob, his laughter strained but genuine. "He's trying," Maya said, joining her on the porch. Anna nodded, her forgiveness limited but real. "For them, I let him in," she said, gesturing to the boys. "But not for me." Maya's hand brushed hers, a silent understanding. Their partnership, mothers, friends, allies, was enough. The boys' questions about their origins had grown sharper. Over dinner, Noah, ever curious, asked, "Why did that lady swap us?" Anna exchanged a glance with Maya, their rehearsed answer ready. "She was wrong about what makes a family," Anna said, her voice gentle. "You're ours because we chose you every day." Caleb's brow furrowed. "But who's out there watching?" Anna's heart skipped, the letters echo unnerving. "No one we can't handle," Maya said, her tone fierce. The boys nodded, their trust in their mothers absolute. That evening, under a full moon, the family spilled onto the field behind the house, a tradition born from sleepless nights. The boys chased fireflies, their laughter a beacon in the dark. Anna and Maya sat on a blanket, the air cool, stars blazing overhead. "We did good," Maya said, her voice soft. Anna smiled, but her eyes scanned the tree line, instinct honed by years of vigilance. The letter had been the last threat, but Rachel's warning, "It's bigger than Evelyn," still gnawed at her. A network remained, its tendrils hidden. Rachel's call came the next morning, her voice clipped. "I found another victim," she said. "Same clinic, same swap. She's scared, wants your help." Anna's pulse quickened, the fight stirring anew. "Send her my way," she said, glancing at Maya, who nodded. Their foundation was a lifeline, but each case reopened old wounds. Anna had faced threats before, letters, shadowed figures, but none since the trial. Yet the letters' words lingered, a promise of enemies unseen. The boys' resilience was her strength. At school, they faced whispers, questions about their mothers, their skin, but stood united. Ethan, the leader, shut down taunts with quiet authority. Noah's wit disarmed. Caleb's kindness won hearts. Jacob, Liam, and Isaac mirrored them, a brotherhood forged in love. Anna taught them pride, Maya taught them courage, and together they taught them family. "You're enough," Anna told them nightly, her voice a vow. But she watched the horizon, ready for what might come. As the moon climbed higher, Anna felt Maya's gaze. "You're thinking about that letter," Maya said, her tone knowing. Anna sighed, admitting, "I can't shake it. Someone's out there." Maya's hand found hers, firm and warm. "Then we face them together, like always." Anna nodded, her fear giving way to fire. They'd built this life, messy, beautiful, unbreakable, and no shadow would steal it. The boys collapsed beside them, breathless, their faces lit by moonlight. "Tell us a story," Liam begged, and Anna laughed, weaving a tale of brave mothers and fearless sons. Later, alone in her study, Anna opened an email from the new victim, a woman named Sarah, her story mirroring theirs. "Help me," it read, and Anna's fingers hovered over the keyboard, ready to reply. A creak outside drew her gaze, but the window showed only darkness. She locked the door, her heart steady. The fight wasn't over, but Anna was no stranger to war. She'd faced Evelyn, Larson, James's betrayal, and won. For her boys, for Maya, for Sarah, she'd face the shadows again. As she rejoined the family, the boys asleep under the stars, Anna felt a quiet strength. The moonlight bathed them, a promise of light in the dark. She and Maya sat close, their hands entwined, their sons a testament to love's defiance. The threat loomed, but Anna was ready, her heart a fortress. Somewhere, a new enemy watched, their plans stirring. But Anna Carter, mother, warrior, activist, would meet them head on, her family's love her unyielding shield. Anna and Maya's journey, a testament to love's unyielding power, leaves us in awe. Their family, 6 boys under a moonlit sky, shines brighter than any shadow. What truths still hide? Will new battles test their bond? We're thrilled you joined this heart-wrenching tale. Thank you for listening. Share your thoughts below. What moved you most? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay with us for more gripping stories. Tell us where you're tuning in from and your guesses for what's next. Your support fuels our passion. Keep shining, and we'll see you soon.